So honestly speaking, like, wow. So you're telling me then they're just nagging and constant nagging about the fact that the game is still incomplete up to this point?
Yes, they are.
I mean, I get it. I complained at the beginning because it's like, oh, it's a 10% of the game, but I also understood it. Um, I did my research. Niantic only has 11 to 50 people. There's no reason to pressure them when there's only so much they can do. We've seen what small teams can do. Yes, some people can make some amazing things like that. There's this one guy that's making a game by himself, which is bullshit because he's mostly just bought a lot of assets, so he's not really doing it by himself. And above all, yes, phones have the capability of old time computers, but Niantic isn't gonna release a product that's exactly the same as the main series games. That's not why they're doing this.
It's a spin-off.
Like, oh my god, spin-offs. Why?
Like
Why?
it's like the recent spin-off game, like the fan game that recently came out, but the Nintendo like
You mean
it shut
Uranium?
it down. Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's like
but
no, no,
Uranium
no.
but Uranium was actually pretty much following the rules of the game. Like,
Still, it was a spin-off, and people still liked it because it's not. It wasn't exactly from
but it
Nintendo.
wasn't it wasn't a spin-off either. For your game to be considered a spin-off, it needs to be certified by the company as a spin-off, which is why we have Pokemon Shuffle, Troze, Rangers, Mystery Dungeon, and oh, we had Snap back at the
Don't
time.
forget the don't forget the card games.
Card games are just card games. Like that's certified by them, but it's an official card game, you know. And on like game based, yeah, it could be considered a spin-off. Same way the anime could be considered as a story spin-off for the lore, which
Hmm.
you know is way worse than the actual freaking game. But moving on. But the fact of the matter is, like, game's been out for 2 months. I've already had to deal with one of my friends who pretty much acts like a freaking elitist. Looking at you, Adrian. And I've seen so many people bully each other, whether they were playing the game before or after freaking Go came out. And honestly, I don't even care. You know what Go actually did for me? Yes, I stopped playing it at its full thing because, oh, I don't fucking know. I have college now, so I have to conserve my phone battery. I still turn
Yep.
it on from time to time and walk around my neighborhood or wherever I am if I feel like, I feel like playing today. But to be really, really, really frank, if I want to play Pokemon, I'll just go and freaking play the old fashioned games. Why? Because I still have them. Like, what this game did was cause for me and Adrian to just play it for a while and then just go back to playing freaking Alpha Sapphire until Sun and Moon comes out. Oh, what's that? You don't want to spend money on a 3DS and freaking buy Sun and Moon? Well, don't. Nobody's telling you with a gun pointing at your head, oh, if you want to play Pokemon, fucking buy the next game. But at the same time, guys, not everybody. Like, let's face it, freaking '90s bullies were stupid. Like, we were all stupid to the point
Yeah.
where freaking it was like, oh, you're playing video games, that's so uncool, and you just get bullied and freaking take your lunch money taken and shit just because of that. Like, we went through some really weird times back when we were younger. And I get it. There are people that go out and play things or freaking get involved in things whenever they're like the trend or the hot topic. But to be fair, Pokemon has always been a hot topic. Maybe not at a broad scale, but I know people that didn't get to play the game when they were younger because they didn't have money for it. I know people who still don't have the money for it. And having a free game out there that gives you at least the Safari rules, which I remember somebody telling me, oh, but you couldn't see the Pokemon that were in the Safari. You could if you went to the second floor of every single Safari building and would look through the freaking binoculars, and you would see which Pokemon you could find in which areas of the Safari. So don't come with that bullshit. Is the radar broken for the freaking game? Yes, it's freaking broken. Were they gonna fix it? They tried to. Did it work? No. Why? Because there are only 11 to 50 people, and freaking messing with a GPS is probably the hardest bullshit in existence for a game.
Just remember, everyone. They already confirmed it. This is only 10% of the game. This is only 10% of the app, and they're working extremely hard on it. Like, in an entire Puerto Rican island, like, all the fucking bastards are fucking complaining.
Like,
We always fucking complain about it. And we recently had a blackout. We're recently getting
and yet,
everything back, everything is connecting, and you're fucking complaining now about a fucking app that doesn't basically maybe doesn't work because hey, there was a fucking blackout.
it's not the case that it doesn't work. The complaints are mostly the fact that the game has barely nothing to do. It's reasonable, I guess, if you were expecting to get a free actual Pokemon game. You want to play a free actual Pokemon game? Guys, there's fucking ROMs everywhere. Oh, they're not the exact same ones? Dude, just find it out. The internet is a huge place, and even though Cool ROM and some of the other places had to drop their emulators when Nintendo re-put, like strengthening the freaking copyright laws, you can still get them. They're not that fucking hard to get. I still have Fire Red in my freaking phone. Am I gonna complain that, oh, freaking Pokemon Go could have done the same? No, because with Sun and Moon around the corner, they're not gonna make a product that's exactly the same as their main leading brand. They are expected to make money, not the other way around, you know? But hey, I guess if we're complaining about this spinoff, I guess we can complain about every single spinoff out there for every single game. I guess I should have, since I'm not a true Pokemon fan, apparently, maybe I should have complained when we freaking got Mystery Dungeon or when we got freaking Pokemon Ranger, which, by the way, both are amazing games. If you've never played them, you could probably pick one up. But the fact of the matter is that there is no point in complaining. If it bores you, go and get bored somewhere else. Don't tell somebody, get really fucking boring. Because nobody cares. Nobody cares about your dumb opinion. Nobody cares about the fact that you are an entitled human being. And nobody cares about the fact that, hey, yes, and I will admit, Niantic did promise some sort of AR thing. And you all fell for it. Welcome to the world of marketing. You all fell for the biggest trick, where it's promising you things that you aren't gonna get, especially for a free game. What the game did manage to prove, however, is the fact that you can make a game that runs on the GPS, but the tech right now isn't completely ready for such a game. So hey, maybe spin-offs aren't all that bad of a thing.